Today we're going to talk about hagwons and 10 reasons why I love working for them. I've worked in South Korea for almost 3 years, and I've worked at hagwons the whole time. The first time I worked at a hagwon, it didn't work out so well, and I'm going to link up a story that I told about that right up top. But I actually found a hagwon that I really love working for, and there's about 10 reasons that I could think of why I love working here. Now, these things don't always apply for every hagwon, but the good ones should have most of these things, okay? So let's get right into it. Okay, the first reason why I love working at a hagwon is because of the money, okay? So I was a cook for about 10 years before I worked at a hagwon in South Korea, and the money was just enough to get by, okay? Worked paycheck to paycheck. But this job that I have right now, working at a hagwon in South Korea, I actually make decent money, and I'm able to save some money. I'm able to get ahead in my bills and pay my student loans, and that's pretty important when you have a job, to be able to pay all your bills and get ahead in life. So in most hagwons, you usually make around $2,000 a month, which is not bad. The second reason is actually kind of included into the pay, and it's actually your housing. Mostly every single hagwon pays for housing, and it varies from school to school. I got lucky with my hagwon, and I was the first foreigner at the school, so I wanted to make a deal with them, and I said I want to choose my housing, which was super awesome. I actually got an apartment right by the beach, and I actually got an apartment tour right there. So yeah, housing, so they pay for housing, and usually housing, they might give you an allowance or they might provide an apartment for you. Either way is not bad, but usually they supply around $300 to $600 a month for your housing. And it depends on the city that you live in of how much your housing costs. They also should provide the key money for your housing. So when you work at a hagwon, usually they take care of all of that, and that's great. So housing is the second reason why I love working at a hagwon. Let's see here. Number 3 is contracts are negotiable. So the longer you work at a hagwon, the more trust they have with you and the more they respect you as a teacher. So you're able to negotiate your contract, and you're able to negotiate how much you make and maybe little details inside the contract as well. So one of my first contracts that I negotiated, I wanted to get a little bit more for housing, and then I was able to negotiate that, and they gave it to me. Another thing that's negotiable as well is, yeah, we get less vacation time, but you might be able to get a substitute teacher and take vacation, but that's all negotiable. So yeah. So the fourth reason is teaching materials are provided for you. So almost every hagwon provides books for you, and those are the teaching materials that you need to teach the class. You don't need to make lesson plans. Usually you don't need to make homework, so it kind of saves time for you and gives you more time to do whatever you want. So yeah, that's number 4. Number 5 is one of the best reasons, and that is working hours. Working hours for hagwons are the best. The hours at hagwons allow you to have no alarm clock at all and no bedtime, which, I mean, that's a beautiful life right there. So if you're a night owl, you can stay up late, you can party if you want to party, and you can still wake up in time for school and recuperate for school, if you know what I mean. Also, if you're a morning person, teaching hours are usually around 2 to 9, and that gives you plenty of time in the morning to do whatever you want. If you like to get most of your stuff done in the morning, you can go for a hike. If you're by the beach, you can go for a surf, you can go biking, you can do errands, laundry, dishes, whatever. You know, also you can be lazy for 3 hours before work if you want to as well. So yeah, the teaching hours are great. That's a good reason, I think. Number 6 is kind of a sentimental reason, actually. Students get to grow with you. So if you stay at a hagwon for more than 1 year, you're going to notice some students that have stayed along with you and have stayed because they appreciate you as a teacher and they like your style of teaching. So at my school, I had some students that were just about this tall, and I've taught them since the beginning, which is probably 2.5 years ago now. And we have like a good relationship. Like, they're really good kids, and I like seeing their vocabulary grow, and I like seeing like their attitudes get better towards English, which is really important. Because like, if you work at Epic, you definitely don't have the same students every year, and you just meet new students every year. Well, if you have the same students, like, it kind of makes you feel good to watch them grow. So the 7th reason is actually freedom in class. Now, every Hagwon doesn't have this. It might be specific to different Hagwons, but in my Hagwon, I kind of have freedom in my class. I have books, and I have to teach the vocabulary and the sentence structure and grammar and all that. And as long as I get that done, and as long as I go over homework and they do it, then I have freedom in my class. I can play games with them, English games. If there's some English related videos, I can play videos. Also, like, if they're good students and they all do their work, they all do their homework, I'll give them a reward, and I'll let them watch some cartoons for like 5 minutes, or play games with them for like 10 minutes. It's really up to me, and that's what I love about my Hagwon that I work at right now. I don't really have anyone watching over me, which is really great. My boss really trusts me and trusts my skills. So I just have freedom to do whatever I want in my class, and that's really important to me at my job. It lets me grow, and if I need help, I can talk to other teachers and talk to my boss, and I grow that way. So that's a pretty important reason for me. Number 8, small classroom sizes. So if you work at Epic, I've heard that you can have 30 plus students in your classroom, and those are really big classes, and sometimes you don't have a co-teacher and you have to handle 30 kids by yourself. Well, at Hagwons, you probably have maximum 10 to 12 students, and those are the big classes. Average, you probably get like 5 to 6 kids in a class, and some classes you only have like 1 or 2, and that's great. When you have small classes, you can focus more on each individual student. So small classroom sizes allow you to manage your classroom a little bit better. If you have a smaller classroom, then you can focus more on the education and stop worrying about the troublemakers in class. So it allows you to control your class very well, and it allows you to focus on the education, which is the most important thing. Number 9. So number 9 is an interesting reason, actually. I could make probably a 5 to 10 minute video just on this one reason and just talking about this issue. So something interesting at a Hagwon is you don't have as many responsibilities as the other Korean teachers do. Since you most likely don't speak fluent Korean, you don't have to speak to the parents, and you don't have to do the report cards because you don't speak Korean, and that gives you a lot less responsibilities. Most of the responsibilities I just have to do are teaching, collecting homework and going over homework, giving tests and grading tests, handing in the tests, and make sure the students pass their tests. That's my responsibilities at my school. Maybe other schools are different, but that's my school's responsibilities that I have to do. Number 10, minimal prep time. So since you're working at a Hagwon, your books are provided. There's usually workbooks with the student books. The tests are given with those books, and homework's in the workbooks, so you don't have to prepare much. At Epic, you have to do lesson plans, and you could probably put hours into those every day for the students. At Hagwons, you don't need to do that. You actually can probably show up a half an hour before school and then take your books out that you need for that day, and that's my prep, taking books out. it's pretty easy actually. Once you get into the routine of working and teaching, after about a month, you kind of have your situation down and you know what you have to do, you know what you need to prepare in your mind, and yeah, there's really not much to it. Hagwons are pretty great to work for, and I found a really good school to work for in Jeju, and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. So if you find a good one, then stick with it. If you have any questions about teaching at Hagwons or teaching in Korea, make sure you leave some comments below. If you found this video informative at all, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching my video about Hagwons.